video, we will try to understand the results of the Kalsarp Yoga, which is getting formed in transit because of all the planets getting hemmed in between Rahu and Ketu. So guys, before we will start our discussion on this topic and try to understand its results, you need to first understand the importance of the Kalsarp Yoga. So the eligibility of the Kalsarp Yoga is very simple. When all the planets get hemmed in between the Rahu and Ketu's axis, that creates this yoga known as Kalsarp Yoga. Now the thing is that, see, if we will go by the language of our classical text, like even in Brihadaranyaka Shastra, you might not find the mention of this yoga. But does that mean that in today's day and age, its impact, its results cannot be felt? So, see, if I were to share my personal and my practical consulting experience, it does create an impact in people's life, because whether if you have to understand its result in someone's natal chart. So the only way by which we can understand the result of this yoga is that, first of all, it creates a situation of imbalance in someone's life, because you by yourself imagine if all the planets will get concentrated on one side of the chart. And the second way of decoding this yoga in someone's life is that this yoga many times creates fatedness very strongly in the life of native compared to giving more strength to natives' free will. So that's one way of understanding it, because guys, you have to understand that whenever these kind of situations even erupt in the transit of the planets, it always creates some kind of unsettled energy, or some kind of extreme or sudden political decisions or shift in the power or some form of calamities. Like, see, even if I were to share in what happened in the past 24 hours, we are just about to begin this complete Kalsarpa Yoga. Once a moon is going to enter this Scorpio sign, I guess by the time I'm going to upload this video. So I mean to say, it was just today's news only that Elon Musk has been now named as the richest person on earth. And you know that Elon Musk's complete life resonate and signify Rahu's functioning only. His obsession with SpaceX, establishing colonies in the planet Mars, about technology, advancement in technology, and his Tesla. So I mean to say, that was the first news. And second news which we saw in the last 24 hours was of what happened in Washington DC. So I mean to say, this is one way of studying the impact of this Kalsarp Yoga in transit. The second way to understand this is that, see guys, whenever we talk about the importance of this Kalsarpa Yoga or Rahu and Ketu, so you cannot even deny this fact that if Rahu and Ketu are considered as malefic, they also have a benefic side attached to them as well. Like for example, wheresoever Rahu is placed in your natal chart, a sudden or a luck can be experienced in the signification of that house. Fame, magnanimous fame can be achieved in that house. Some form of foreign contacts can be enjoyed in the house where Rahu is sitting. Rahu is the only planet which has the capacity to magnify the signification of the planets, whichsoever planet it gets conjunct with. And when we talk about Ketu, see, Ketu is the storehouse of all the karmas which you have done in the past life. So I mean to say, your greatest talents in this life resides in whichever house Ketu is placed in your chart. Like, even if we have to understand the karmas, so in our Vedic lores, in our Vedic scriptures, there are 4 types of karmas which are mentioned over there. Like, the first is the Sanchit karma, all of your karmas done in the past lives. If you have to understand the second type of karma, which can be understood as the prarabdha, I mean to say, only that ripe part of your past karmas which you will be able to enjoy in this life. The third is the kriyaman, I mean to say, all those new karmas which you are going to do with your free will. And the fourth is the agama, which can be understood as whatsoever you are visualizing for the future. So I mean to say, all of that storehouse, all of those signification gets controlled by Ketu. So I mean to say guys, Rahu and Ketu has got a benefic side to them as well. It all comes down to how they are placed in your chart and how you are working and utilizing the energies of Rahu and Ketu, because they also represents the Kundalini, the coiled serpentine power as well. So if at the Mooladhara chakra, where all of your fears, all of your phobias, all of your egocentric darkness resides. So from the Mooladhara chakra to the Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Ajna and the Sahasrar, where the Shiva resides, where Shakti meets the Shiva. So I mean to say, this whole journey, this whole churn out can be understood, the journey of your soul in this lifetime, by carefully studying the axis of Rahu and Ketu in your chart as well. Now guys, coming to the discussion of the ongoing or current transit. You know, the difficult situation which is activated right now is that the malefics are strong. Like Rahu is strengthened in the Taurus sign, Ketu is strengthened in the Scorpio sign, which it also co-rules as well with planet Mars. Mars is strengthened right now in its own sign. Saturn is also strengthened in its own sign. So I mean to say, all the malefics are currently strengthened and strong in transit, with a lot of power and dominance attributed to Rahu and Ketu. So because of which, how it is going to impact your life, how your decision making is going to get influenced, little bit of the unsettled energy, all of that needs to be studied right now because of the planetary alignments which are happening in the transit right now. That's one thing which I wanted to advise you. The second thing is that now coming to this point where we will try to understand that how it is going to impact our lives. So it is going to impact you more. Let's say for example, if you're already going through the dasha of Rahu, or you're going through the dasha of planet Ketu, or let's say for example, whichsoever planetary dasha you are undergoing right now, that planet is conjunct with either Rahu or Ketu. So then in your case, this time period needs to be monitored, or you have to remain a bit cautious. Customized result very soon I'm going to tell you. So that's the one thing which I want to tell you, how this current Kalsarp Yoga in transit becomes important in anyone's life. The second way guys to understand this is that, you know, this could be seen as a very beneficial time to look at your demons in the face. This is the time to do the meditation. This is the time to retrospect, to revisit your virtues, your values, because many Western astrologers are also posting and tweeting about that. This is the ever since the grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, they are tweeting, they are posting about that this is the beginning of the new age of Aquarius. Even if you will try to understand the sign Aquarius, it is being ruled by planet Saturn and co-ruled by the planet Rahu, and Rahu which is all about innovation. And even if you have to understand the way we connect Shiva with it. So guys, Rahu, before his head was being cut, it was being known with the name of Swarbhanu. Swarbhanu, which was the son of the Viprachit and Simhika. So Simhika was the sister of the Lord Shiva's wife. So I mean to say, she was the one of the daughter of the like Daksha. So because of that, what I'm trying to say is that with this new dawn of technology, innovation, with this omen and the beginning of the time of Aquarius, and like the way we all know that in this whole year of 2021, it's the Saturn only which is going to dominate. So because of which, meditating on Lord Shiva can actually bring very good result, and at the same time it can also protect you with all of that environmental energy which could get created and which could impact your life in a negative way if you are also falling in the vulnerable part of this this yoga which is getting formed in the transit. So that's another thing which I wanted to tell you. And the third thing is that just because if we have to understand it from the perspective of the transit of Rahu and Ketu and all the planets getting hemmed in between their axes. So you have to understand that just because Rahu is being transiting in the zodiac sign of Taurus. So Taurus is in itself represents and signifies the qualities of your finances, your assets, your resourcefulness, about your virtues. So I mean to say, no matter, Rahu has the capability to give you, it has the capacity to give you mass fame, it has the capacity to birth new innovative ideas in your mind. But at the same time, in its negative side, or rather I would say, this is a side which always manifests itself, whether it is functioning in a positive way or negative way. It is the discontentment, because Rahu doesn't have the capacity, it always has that insatiable appetite. So because of that, the only thing which I want to tell you is that try to meditate a lot. Try not to compromise on your virtues, on your ethics, on your values in order to get any of the financial gain, because Rahu could tempt you, could lure you towards that, but at the end of the day, when it's about reaping the result of that karma, so Saturn is also strong at the same time. So try to refrain and protect yourself from any temptation of any short-term financial benefit, and at the same time not compromising on your virtues, on your ethics, on your values. That's the one thing which I want to tell you. And guys, now coming to the point of understanding this Kalsarp yoga in a very customized way for all the 12 ascendants. So let's say, for example, if you have to understand its results for the Aries ascendant natives. So for the Aries ascendant natives, this is going to be happening in the excess of your 2nd house and the 8th house. So I mean to say, this could be seen as a very beneficial time for you to meditate, to retrospect your life, and at the same time try not to get lured by any of the temptation of financial benefit by unfair means, because right now in transit for you, it's not only the end result, it's the medium opted is going to become more important for you. Moving ahead, if you have to understand for the Taurus ascendant natives, so in your case guys, this axis is getting formed in your 1st house and the 7th house. So I mean to say, this is a very good time for you to to do the meditation, and at the same time refrain from any of the egocentric behavior. Like for the fame perspective, this could be seen as a very beneficial time for you, where the limelight is actually going to come onto you, but how you are going to act in the face of that limelight, in the face of that attention, that is going to decide how the planetary energies are going to help you. Moving ahead guys, if you have to understand for the Gemini ascendant natives, for you guys, this axis is getting formed on your 12th house and the 6th house. So I mean to say, like the way I already said, this could be a very beneficial time for you guys to retrospect. So I mean to say, look at your fears in the face, and definitely if you will contemplate and meditate on Shiva, if you will recite Mahamrityunjay mantra, so I can assure you no hidden enemy or no fears or phobia can harm you in any ways. Moving ahead guys, if you have to understand for the Cancer ascendant natives, so for the Cancer ascendant natives, you have to remain bit cautious that with whomsoever people you are going to come in contact with, and at the same time, moreover that, what I want to say here is that what kind of path you're going to take in order to fulfill your wishes and desires. So try to remain bit virtuous in the mode of, in the pursuit of your wishes. That's one thing which I want to tell you. If you want to understand for the Leo ascendant natives, so guys, right now whatsoever duties, deeds, karmas you are going to execute, they are in the scrutiny, in the scrutiny of the nodes. So I mean to say, try not to take any decision which could, which are bit compromised on your values in order to, fulfill your duties or some of the benefit at your work front, at your career front. That's one thing which I want to advise you guys. Moving ahead guys, if you have to understand it for the Virgo ascendant natives, so this is a very beneficial time for you guys to contemplate, to meditate. This is the best time for you guys to meditate on your Isht Devta. So if you will do that, you can definitely see that in times to come, luck can actually favor you, help you. If you want to understand for the Libra ascendant natives, so for the Libra ascendant natives, it is going to be happening in your 8th house, which is directly coming in the axis in transit. So I mean to say guys, you have to understand that 8th house is a house of mystery, but at the same time 8th house doesn't have any limits. Anything can come out of it, and sudden transformation can actually change the path of your life. So I mean to say this time is not a very advisable time to venture out on unexplored territory. That's one thing which I want to tell you. If you want to understand for the Scorpio ascendant natives, so guys, for the Scorpio ascendant natives, your dealings with your deep close knit relationship, your dealings with your spouse and public at large needs to be very much monitored. If it will be driven by greed, if it will be driven by any of the shortcuts to gain benefit, that can harm you. So you have to remain a bit cautious of that. Moving ahead guys, if you have to understand for the Sagittarius ascendant natives, so guys, you have to understand that this is not a very advisable time to try to impose your authority on all those people who report to you. And at the same time, just because guys, what is happening right now is that this is the axis which is getting formed in the 6th house and the 12th house, and we all know that this could be seen as a very beneficial placement for the nodes, because Rahu is considered as very good in the Upachya Bhav, and for Ketu there couldn't be any better placement than being placed in the 12th house of Moksha and liberation. So all what I want to tell you is that this is not the time to challenge any of your enemies and go headstrong on any of the competitive situation. Contemplate, reflect, retrospect. That is one thing which I want to tell you, and meditate. Moving ahead guys, if you have to understand for the Capricorn ascendant natives, so for all you guys, this is going to be happening in your 5th house. I mean to say guys, when we talk about the 5th house, it is the house of your intellect, it is the house of your pur punya and your devotion. So I mean to say this could be seen as a very beneficial time for you to read the holy divine scriptures and monitor all those kind of thoughts which are coming to you, because whenever we talk about these kind of situations, this is the time Kalsarpa Yoga is feared upon, because it reduces your free will. So the more you're going to surrender it to the divine, the better path you're going to come across. So moving ahead guys, if you have to understand for the Aquarius ascendant natives, so for you guys, you have to understand that this time you have to protect your mental health and state, because there could be fear of anxieties, worries on the account of domestic life, and we all know that when we talk about the fear and the anxiety and the phobias created by Rahu, majority of the times it is just on a psychological level where it is troubling us, which is unrealistic. So you have to give attention to it, that what you are actually getting worried upon, is that worth it, or it's just the it's just the brainchild of your own mind. And last friends, for all the Pisces ascendant natives, you have to remain bit cautious that whether it's about you dealing with your friends, your siblings or casual acquaintances, your dealings needs to be monitored, your activities and your contribution, your behavior in those dealings needs to be very much monitored, could be tested. So you have to remain bit cautious on that front. So that is something guys which I wanted to tell you as a consolidated combined transit result for this current ongoing Kalsarpa Yoga. For further more updates and notifications on the science of astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Thank you.